Hi, I'm Brett Larkin, and this is a complete beginner yoga practice. So if you have never done yoga before in your life, this practice is perfect for you. If you think you're really inflexible, this practice is perfect for you. If you have a lot of wrist pain and can't do down dog or some of those things in yoga, this practice is also great for you because I'm going to show you a lot of modifications and we're going to do a lot of things just on hands and knees. Quick note, if you have a scarf, a belt, or something you can just use as a yoga strap, you might want to grab that and have it nearby. Same thing with a pillow, usually just grabbing a pillow off your bed or having a big couch cushion or something else nearby in case you need to use it. Depending your flexibility, you may want these things handy, so just grab them now and have them ready. So to begin, just come to sit on your heels like I am right here. I'm just sitting back on my heels, and you may want to put a big cushion or a couch pillow, a pillow from your bed or a pillow from the couch in between your heels and your seat if this isn't comfortable, or just to make this more accessible. Or if you prefer, you can sit cross-legged. So of course you can also sit cross-legged if sitting on the heels isn't an option for you. But if you can sit on the heels, I'd suggest that you be here. And then you're just going to place your hands right on your quads, palms face down, and just close your eyes. So the biggest difference between yoga and pretty much all other forms of exercise is the really detailed attention to the breath. So as you close your eyes, you're kind of releasing any sensory intake that you usually take. So taking in all the things around you, and you're just tuning into your internal landscape, your internal gaze. You're going to inhale for a count of 3 and exhale for a count of 3. So we want our inhales and exhales to be equal length. So when I say inhaling for a count of 3, what I mean is right now I want you to expel all the air from your body. So use your mouth and just let all the air out. Good. Now close your mouth, and with your nose, inhale, fill the belly. Feel your chest, feel it move left to right. Fill your collarbones with breath. Try to hold your breath. Breathe in as much as you can. And then exhale out the nose for 3 counts. So 3, you feel the collarbones deflate. 2, you feel the ribs deflate. And then on 3, I actually want you to pull your navel up and into your body. So you're really exhaling all the air out. Good, and then you'll do that again. So inhaling for 3, belly, 2, feeling your ribs, 1, feeling your collarbones. Let it feel really good. It's like an internal stretch by breathing in so much. And then exhaling really slow for 3, 2, 1, drawing the navel up and in on your last exhale. Good. Again, breathing in. So just feeling the whole body kind of lift and your chest rise as you breathe in more than you think you can. I call this breathing into the perimeter of the body. So you inhale more than you think you can. And then you exhale again, always in and out through the nose as much as you can. Good, and you're just going to keep your shoulders really relaxed. So maybe bring your hands closer into your groin, so closer into your hip bones, so your shoulders can really relax down and back. Good. One more deep breath in, deep breath out. Maybe choosing to do a mental scan of the body, seeing where you feel tight or tense. And just noticing, observing, and detaching from judging yourself or judging anything about the body at this point. Good, and then you're going to just gently dip your chin, so you keep your spine long. Gently dip your chin, and then open your eyes to take in the color of your pants or the color of the mat. And you're just going to lean to the left. And you're just going to scoot your hips to the left. So all I did was just lean over to the left. So over to the left. And then one foot may cross in front of the other foot. That's really natural. That's fine. I'm going to show this from the back just because it's easier. Then you're going to have your right hand down. You're going to lift the left arm up and over. Good. And then you're just going to continue to do those 3 count breaths. So inhaling for 3. This time filling up the left side of the body with breath, and then exhaling, drawing the navel down and back. And if you don't want to sit off to the side, you can just stay seated on your heels and still do this side bend. So that would look like this. But if you can get your hips over to the left, it's really nice because you get a really delicious opening on the side seam of the body. So again, breathe in to the left side of the body. Imagine your ribs were like an accordion. So your left side ribs were like an accordion. You want to breathe them apart. Send so much breath into that space. Good. And then now that you're here, I want you to think of stacking your left collarbone over your right collarbone. So you're actually going to lift. So it's like your heart wants to see the ceiling as you stack the collarbones, move the shoulders back in space, kind of look up. Take in one more deep breath. Good, and then let the left hand come down. Just shift back to sitting on your heels or your pillow. And close your eyes, place the hands on the knees. Deep breath into 3. 3, 2, 1. Breathing in, filling up more than you think you can. Exhaling all the way. Drawing your navel up and in on the exhale. Again. Breathing in for 3. Exhaling for 3. So much about yoga is just slowing down the breath. And when we slow down the breath, we slow down the mind and slow down our thoughts. So now you're just going to shift your hips to the right. I'll stay facing away from you just because it's easier to see. So the left hand is on the floor. You want to be pressuring into the floor. And then reach the right arm this time up and over. Big side stretch. So to make sure you're not collapsing down, you really want to press into the left palm, into the mat or your floor. And just begin to send your breath now into the right side of the body. Make sure that left shoulder isn't hiked up by your ear. Really deliberately press it down. And then press through the left hand to inflate the right side ribs up more. Take a big breath in. And exhale completely. Again, breathing in for 3. Exhaling for 3. Good. On these last 2 breaths, we'll focus now on stacking right collarbone over left. So in the beginning, we're just focused on the side stretch. Now we're focusing on the side stretch and just opening. So spiraling your heart to the ceiling, even if it's just subtle. Breathing in. Breathing out. And the last one. Good. Come back to just sitting on your heels. Put the hands on the knees or the quads. And just notice how you feel just after that little stretch. Good. Now we're going to come into something called child's pose. And this is a really common yoga pose. You're going to stay right as you are. I'm just going to face the side so you can see. So you want your knees touched in. And you just want to lean your body forward over your thigh bones. And then you want to press your head either into the floor. If you can't get the head to the floor, that's fine. You can put books or a block to press your forehead into the block. You can also take your middle fingers to touch. And I suggest this, taking your middle fingers to touch so your arms can be wide in a diamond shape. So instead of just reaching forward, which can tense the shoulders up by the ears, you just have middle fingers to touch and you have a nice wide shape. So don't worry about if your head's on the floor. Again, if you have a block or a big book, it can be nice to rest the forehead into a block. And then here, just take 3 deep breaths. So make sure your shoulders are wide and relaxed down your back. Again, making a diamond shape with the arms can really help with this. Two more breaths. So think of your sitting bones heavy on your heels and your head heavy, whether it's resting on anything or not. Good, and then stay right here. Don't move. Listen carefully. I want you to press your hands into the mat. So separate your hands, press them apart, and then press yourself up. So you don't use your low back to strain and come up. You're just going to walk your hands back to press yourself up. Good, and then I'm going to show you a different variation of child's pose. So this child's pose, we had our knees together. You can also do child's pose with the knees slightly apart. Now, if you don't like this, just do the first version. And with this same thing, you're going to slowly walk yourself down so you don't collapse. Really nice to have cushions or pillows here if you can't get all the way down. And then you're just going to sink forward. So at first, you might have the arms straight. And then again, I really encourage people to bring their middle fingers to touch and the elbows wide, just because I find that that helps them loosen the space around their shoulders. So instead of being like this, they're able to push the shoulder blades down and back and have a lot of space between the shoulders and the ears, which is what we're going for. And if you made it here, or whether you're taking the first child's pose, either one is fine. They're just slightly different. So with the Knees wide, you'll find maybe a little bit more of a groin stretch, and then you can just kind of rock your hips from side to side if that feels good. And notice if you've lost the breath, if you're suddenly breathing through the mouth or if you're distracted, just try to bring the breath, again, without any judgment. Just try to breathe in and out through the nose. So finding that 3-count inhale, so inhaling for 3, belly 2, ribs, collarbones, inflate with breath, and then exhaling all the way for 3, 2, 1. And just trying that 2 more times on your own. Deep inhale. Complete exhale. Good. And then just press your hands into the mat. Slowly walk yourself back. And then we're going to come to all fours. So bring your knees to touch and just walk your hands forward. You're just going to come into a tabletop position. So this is called table pose. So your spine is parallel to the ceiling. Your shoulders are directly over your wrists and your hips are directly over your knees. So check out that all those things are happening. Good. And then just feel your crown of your head reaching towards the front of the room. And then your shoulder blades and your tailbone glide back towards the back of the room. So as you think of your head moving forward, think of your shoulders moving back in space so your neck is nice and long, and then think of your navel lifting up and in slightly as your tailbone, the very end of your spine, lengthens towards the back of the room. Good. And we'll take a deep inhale here. So visualize your left shoulder, left hip, right hip. Expand them apart with your breathing. So inhale for a count of 3, 2, 1. So it's like you want to make this rectangle of your torso really large, and then exhale for 1, 2, 3, just drawing the navel up and in. So we're not moving, just the breath is filling up this rectangle that is your torso while your spine is parallel to the ceiling. You're just inhaling for 3. It's really that simple, exhaling for 3. So no movement yet. It's just a visualization of the 4 corners of your torso, shoulders and hips moving apart from one another, diagonally side to side and up and down. So inhaling for 3 counts, inhaling more than you think you can, exhaling, drawing the navel up and in. So this is just a breathing exercise. Last time. It should just be deeply calming and relaxing. Good. And then on your next inhale, you can opt to curl the toes under only if it feels good, and then just kind of arch your heart forward as you draw the navel up and in. So you want to keep your core, your belly engaged, not splaying out. So even as you arch, the navel is lifted up and in. And then you're going to exhale, round the low back, dip the chin into the chest. So now for the first time, we're really linking deliberately breath and movement. So you're going to inhale. Maybe curl the toes under, splay the collarbones back, try to move your heart forward as you energetically pull your hands back, and then exhale, round. Chin deeply into chest. Good, 2 more. So let your inhale initiate coming into what's called up cat, maybe the toes curled under. Collarbones splay back, heart reaches forward. Exhale, chin deeply into chest. So really let the neck go, and then really curl your tailbone to the space between your knees. So you get a nice round arch like a Halloween cat. Good. Again, inhaling up cat. And exhaling down cat. Good. And then keep your seat exactly as it is. So your seat's going to stay right over your knees. You're just going to walk your hands forward. This is called puppy pose. So your forehead maybe will come to the ground, maybe not, doesn't matter. Your seat is high still, directly over your knees. So that hasn't changed at all. You've just reached the hands forward. And now you do really want to reach the hands forward. And you should feel a nice shoulder stretch. So a stretch along the shoulder girdle under the armpits. Breathe in. And breathe out. Again, big breath in. And big breath out. Good, last time. Press down equally through both knees. Press down equally through both shins. Really reach with the fingertips. Good, and then again, walk the hands back to come back into your table pose. Good, from here we're going to transition into a forward fold. So you're just going to curl your toes under, and you're just going to come to stand in a forward fold however you can. So you're just going to walk feet and hands together. Your feet can be hip width apart, so no need to have your toes touching. Feet can be hip width apart. Then you're just going to grasp hold of opposite elbows, let the chin drop. And then you can really deeply bend your knees, and you're just going to kind of sway from side to side. So this is more about opening the low back than it is about getting a stretch in the back of the legs right now. So just kind of hold opposite elbows and sway from side to side. Knees are deeply bent. Again, trying to only breathe in and out through the nose. Good, and then let your hands come down towards the mat. They may not come anywhere near the mat, that's fine. And then maybe straighten the legs just to feel that stretch in the back of the hamstrings. And rebend the knees. Good. Inhale, straighten the legs. And exhale, rebend. Good. Again, inhale, straighten the legs. Just let the head and neck go for right now. Exhale, rebend. Last time, really gently inhale, straighten the legs. And exhale, rebend. So we're going to add the spine into this movement. So as you inhale, straighten the legs. Take your hands and press them into your shins or around your knees. So you can inhale, unfurl the spine and get really long and tall. So see how my spine's really long. I'm pressing my shoulder blades down and back. I'm reaching forward with the crown of my head. I'm almost like halfway up to standing, right? And then as I exhale, I'm just going to bend the knees deeply and fold forward. Let my upper back round. Let my whole body round. Good. So it's same thing. We're just adding the spine. So inhale, we call this half lift or Ardha Uttanasana. So half lift. Roll the shoulders down and back. Don't be afraid to lift up a lot. Get tall. Exhale, fold forward. Bend the knees deeply. Good. Inhale, half lift. So legs straighten, shoulder blades glide down the back. Your spine gets long. It's like you're coming halfway up to stand. Exhale, fold. Again, inhale, halfway up. Don't be afraid to really press your hands into your shins or your knees or your quads so you can get long. I want you to feel length from tailbone to crown of head. And then exhale, fold. Don't be afraid to deeply bend the knees. Relax the chin into the chest. Last time, inhale, half lift. Nice to do this with your eyes closed once you kind of get into the rhythm of it. And exhale, fold. Good. So stay folded down. Keep the knees super, super deeply bent. We're going to roll up one vertebra at a time. So imagine your head is the heaviest bowling ball in the world. I want you to imagine that bottom of your spine, the tailbone, begins to lengthen towards your heels. And you're going to roll up through lower back, mid back, upper back. So feel through your whole back. And then your head is the very last thing to come up. Good. And then just take left ear to left shoulder. So you get a little stretch on the side of the neck. We're just going to take a simple neck roll. So just let the chin come down towards the chest. And then the ear to the right shoulder. And then your choice, how far back you want to take the neck. You can maybe not take it back much at all. And then again to the left. Head comes down. Just taking some simple neck rolls. And most people end up doing these really fast. So try to do them really, really slow so you can feel through the stretch on the side of the neck. And as your chin comes to the chest and on the other side of the neck. And then take it in the other direction. So chin into chest. Good. So this should just feel really good, and just like you're kind of getting curious about what's going on in your neck and feeling around. And you should think of feeling through all four corners of your feet as you do this. Good. And then come to stand at the top of the mat. Again, your feet can be hips width apart. Just stop moving the head around. Press down through all four corners of your feet. Lengthen your tailbone towards the space between your heels. So a lot of us are really arched in our low back. So just see if you can think of lengthening your tailbone down. Good. So think of your hip points lifting up towards your chin. Shoulders roll down and back, palms to the left and right of the room. Good, and then you're just gonna inhale as you breathe in for 3 counts. Lift your palms up so they touch above the head. And as you exhale for 3 counts, the palms just come down alongside the body. Good, inhale, breathe in for 3. Exhale, press the air away for 3. So when I press the air away and my hands come down, my palms are really activated. All 10 fingers are spread far apart. Breathing in for 3. Breathing out for 3. So this is really just like a big stretch. You may naturally do something like this in the morning. So it should really feel that good. So don't worry about form. Just inhale, reach the arms up. You're just trying to time how long it takes your hands to come up with your in-breath. And then exhale, try to time how long it takes your hands to travel down with your out-breath. Good. One more time, breathing in. Okay, and this time as we come down, and we're going to actually bend our knees. Instead of just taking the hands down, we're going to fold all the way forward. Good. Exhale all the way. Inhale, come into that half lift. So press into the shins or the quads. Breathe in. And exhale, fold, bend the knees deeply. Good. Inhale, half lift. And exhale, fold. Good. Last time, inhale, half lift. Good. Exhale, this time you're just going to place your hands. You're going to step back into that table position of all 4. So it can look however you want to get there. It's not a big deal. Just find yourself shoulders over wrists, hips over knees, and then inhale, come into that up cat, arching the chest. Exhale, rounding, chin into chest, tailbone lengthens towards in between the knees, become like a Halloween cat. Good, inhale. And exhale. Good. Come back to all 4s, just find a neutral spine. You're going to take your right leg and place the foot between your hands. So you may need to kind of carry your leg up, and that's fine. So just carry your leg up so the right foot is between your left and right hand. And then you want to make sure that your knee is directly over the ankle, so really look for that. And then you're just going to find yourself in this lunge. So you may want to keep your hands on the floor. If you have blocks or books at your house or pillows and you can press your hands into something a little farther back, I recommend that. You can also take your hands to the knee. So lots of options. Wherever you are, you want to begin to feel the pelvis sinking down, and what we're looking for is a big stretch on the left psoas. So a big stretch in the front of the left leg. And we're just going to take 3 deep breaths here. So take a big breath in. 3, 2, 1, maybe close the eyes. Exhale. Let it go. Breathing in and out through the nose. Filling up into the perimeter of the body for 3, and then exhaling, letting it go for 3. And this stretch might be really intense, in which case you can bring your hands down to the mat. I always like to make intense stretches less intense by just shifting my body weight from side to side. So feel free to shift your body weight from side to side if that kind of helps you loosen up into it. Good. And then one of the things we do in every yoga pose is we kind of scan to see where the body might secretly be holding tension. So I find a lot of the times in my jaw, or a lot of the times in my shoulders are like secretly hiking up by my ears, so I need to push them down and back. So see if any of those things are happening to you. Maybe your toes are tense. So just see where you can relax as much as possible, even though this is a deep stretch. And again, swaying side to side might help. Good, nicely done. And then we're just going to move that right foot back, come back into all 4s, and we'll just take that cat-cow movement and motion to kind of wash out and re-nourish the spine. So just inhale, come into your up cat, curl the toes under, and exhale, down cat, rounding, chin into chest, tailbone in between the knees. Good, again, inhaling up cat, exhaling, down cat. Good, chin into chest. So now we'll do the same thing on the left. So just bring the left foot forward. Make sure that your knee is directly over your ankle, so really visually look and check it out. And then again, being on the fingertips or hands to the knee, or hands behind you if you have blocks or books or something you can press your hands into. So wherever you are, come into the version where you can breathe the easiest. And then maybe some gently swaying from side to side. You just want to think of your pelvis, that's this bowl-shaped bone that's kind of right at the center of your body, right here. You just want to think of it sinking down and getting heavy. And then try to keep shoulders relaxed, toes relaxed, jaw relaxed. Practice inhaling for 3 counts. So count your in-breath, 1, 2, 3, hold at the top. It's like holding your breath, biggest inhale possible, and then exhaling through the nose, 1, 2, 3. So breathing in and out through the nose is really challenging at the beginning, so just try best you can. Don't take it too seriously. Good. And then we'll bring that foot back. Again, we'll do an up cat, moving through the spine. And a down cat, bringing chin into chest. Again, up cat. Good, and then we'll just come into a neutral cat. So just recapture your breath. Take a 3 count inhale. Go moving the torso apart with your breath, breathing in so much, and then exhaling all the way. So again, just feeling the breath moving in the body. Good, and then take the left hand forward, and you're going to slip the right hand underneath it. So you're going to come into a twist. And then I like to have my right temple on the mat. And then just like we did in the puppy pose, you're going to press equally through both knees. Press equally through both shins. And think of your tailbone, the bottom of your spine, lengthening towards the back of the room. As you do that, draw your navel up and in. Then just breathe into the twist that's happening in the back. So take your left hand if you can, and maybe prop up onto the fingertips of that left hand. This is called ridge tops. So you press into the fingertips, and sometimes you'll find that you can actually twist yourself a lot deeper as you press into the left fingertips. And you can kind of spiral your heart towards the ceiling and get a deeper twist in the spine. And then as I do this, I like to dip my chin into my chest so I feel the whole back of my neck long. And then you just want to send your breathing into this shape. Again, breathing into the low back, pressing into both knees with equal weight, equal attention, pressing into both shins with equal weight and attention. Good. And then come back on up to all fours. Again, I like to wash all these poses out just by rippling through the spine, so maybe you'll feel the same. Just take an inhale, come into your up cat. Exhale into your down cat, rounding. Chin to chest, tailbone runs towards the knees. Good, and then this time just take the right hand forward and the left hand's gonna thread underneath for the twist. So your hips stay high, so your hips and your seat are directly above your knees. Just like we did in the puppy pose. It's just that now we've added a twist. So take a huge in-breath, huge out-breath. Press through both knees equally. Good, and then maybe come onto ridge tops or pressing the fingers into the mat on that right hand. Spin the chest open. Really press down through that right hand to try to get a peek at the sky or the ceiling. Lengthen your back of the neck so the chin kind of dips down. And again, it's not about coming into the biggest twist. It's just about making sure the twist is active, and how we make it active is by pressing down through the fingertips of the right hand. And then sending a lot of breath into the low back and repressing down through both knees, both shins. Last big breath in, count of 3. Big breath out, count of 3. Good, inhale. Exhale. Good, come back to all fours. Inhale, find your up cat. Exhale, down cat. Good, and then just sink back into child's pose. So either the one with the knees wide or the knees touching, whatever felt best for you, just sink back. Just take 4 deep grounding breaths here. So let go of any tension in the body. Again, focusing on breathing out, in and out through the nose. And relax the fingers, relax the toes. Good, and then come back up onto all fours. We'll come into that forward fold again. So again, however you want to get there, just curl the toes under, walk the feet towards the hands, walk the hands towards the feet. You're going to inhale, half lift, roll the shoulders down and back, press into the knees or the quads to get really long. Exhale, fold. Good. Inhale, this time circle the arms down, around, and up. So you're going to come all the way up to stand, reach up. Exhale, press the air away. Extend through the fingertips, biceps strong. Good. So now we're going to come into a long straddle position. So just take your legs as wide as you can. And you want your toes to face in and your heels out. So you're kind of pigeon-toed. So you can see I'm actually really pigeon-toed here. My toes are facing in and my heels are out. And come to a comfortable stance for you. You're going to inhale, have the hands on the hips, look up. Take a big breath in and then exhale. You're just going to fold forward. So bring your hands to the floor. If your hands can't come to the floor, again, bringing them to like a cushion or even a table in your house or a chair. And just resting your head or your hands on a chair. So really nice. You can just have a chair right here, hang out right here. If you can bring the hands to the floor, do it. Or bring them to books or blocks. And you're just going to fold forward. Now, the legs are going to want to just chill out here. So don't let that happen. What I want you to do is I want you to activate through your quadriceps. So imagine you could suck up the mat with your feet, like your feet were mini vacuum cleaners that could suck up the mat or the floor. And then you want to really engage your quadriceps so much that the kneecaps lift up. So you can always tell if you're working or not in the legs by what's going on with your kneecaps. If your kneecaps just seem like nothing's happening, then you're not pulling up through the quads enough. So it should feel like this huge activation throughout the whole leg. So really pull up through your quads. So if I came and touched your quads, they'd be like rocks. And then let the upper body be soft and fold forward. So you're getting a huge stretch, hopefully along the back of the legs and along the outer shins. Take a deep breath in and make sure you let your head go. So if you're resting on a table or a chair, it's different. But if you're folded forward like me, a lot of times we have our head looking down. Really let the chin drop into the chest. Let the back of the neck relax completely and be long. And then toes in, heels out. So you get that nice stretch on the outer shins and then activating through the legs best you can. So really pulling up through the legs, activating your quads, pulling your kneecaps up in space. So your legs should be really active, almost burning. And then the upper body's really soft. So this is another big principle in yoga, is working one part of the body really hard, like the legs right now, but then sending a large amount of breath to the upper body and having the upper body be completely relaxed. So legs are strong, but upper body's soft. You're just inflating it with breath over and over again. 3 counts in. 3 counts out. And then I kind of like to shift forward and back on my feet. So shifting the weight forward, shifting the weight back. Good. And then to come up, bring your hands underneath your face if you were folded down. Bring your hands to your hips and take a big breath in. And then on your exhale, rise to stand with the hands on the hips. This is important so you don't get lightheaded. So from here, just turn your right toes out. And then keeping your left toes where it is, kind of pigeon-toed and turned in, you're just going to bend into the front right knee and come into Warrior 2. So in Warrior 2, we have heel to arch alignment. So make sure your front heel is bisecting your back arch. Good, and you can keep your hands on your hips to start and just roll the shoulders down and back. And then as you're ready, only if it feels good, you can extend the arms. So what you're looking for is to create a 90-degree angle in the front leg. And then to have the back leg be really straight and strong. So no bend in the back knee, and the back quad is firming up. Should feel a big stretch in the back outer shin, and the back outer foot is pressing into the mat. Just 2 breaths. And you can look over your front middle finger if that feels good. Last breath. Good. Straighten that front leg. Bring the hands back to the hips. Turn the right toes in. Pigeon toe them so the toes face kind of inward, and then turn the left toes out. Make sure you have that heel to arch alignment, so look down. Make sure you have it. And then bend into the front left knee this time, making that 90-degree angle with the front leg, and then pulling the back quad up, pressing down through the back heel, back outer edge of foot. Roll the shoulders down and back. And then your choice if you want to take 2 breaths here with the arms extended, maybe looking over the front middle finger. And last breath, in and out through the nose. Good. On an exhale, press the front leg straight. Turn both toes to face in. Just heel toe your feet in and come back to the top of the mat. Just walk to the top of the mat. Inhale. Take the arms down, around, and up. Take 3 whole counts to breathe in and lift the arms up. Make it really big. Exhale, fold forward. So again, feet can be hip width apart, and then bend the knees as you fold forward. Again, yoga is all about finding ease and letting things feel good in the body, so don't push yourself too hard. Inhale, half lift. Press into the shins, roll the shoulders down and back. Exhale, step into your all fours position. Good. Inhale, take an up cat in your all fours. And exhale, round the back. Draw the tailbone to in between the knees, chin down, and really pulled into the chest. Good. And then you're just going to come to lie down. So just lie down on your mat. And then take your fingertips to either side of the mat. So come onto those ridge tops that we kind of explored before, where your fingertips are on either side of the mat and you're really active through the arms. You're just going to push yourself up into a little back bend as you inhale. So it might be here, or you might want to push yourself up higher. What's important is you don't want to cramp up your low back. So we actually want to feel the stretch in the upper back up here. So sometimes you push yourself up and you start to feel cramping in the low back. So you don't want to push yourself up that high. And if you feel stuff in the low back, really draw your navel up and in. So it's almost like you don't want your belly to touch the mat. Draw your navel up and in. So this is an ab exercise. And then think of your elbows pointing down in space, shoulders rolling down and back, collarbones moving back, big back bend. Good, and then exhale, come on down. We'll do it one more time. Just gently press yourself up. So really listen to your body here. Don't think about going to the farthest point. Just think about protecting your low back, drawing your navel up and in, and then arching in the upper back. Just let the neck be neutral. A lot of times we like to look with our neck. That's not really doing anything, so just look forward. Good, exhale. Nice, so we're just gonna roll over to be lying on our back now. So just roll yourself over and bring the soles of the feet to the floor. Good. Line up the fingertips to touch your heels. So fingertips should just graze your heels. You're just going to inhale, keep everything still. Just take the arms up and overhead. Timing it with your in-breath and with your out-breath, bring the arms back down towards the heels. So again, this is just a simple practice of linking breath and movement, making inhales and exhales equal length and adding movement that's equal length. So inhale, take the arms up. Let them come by the ears or maybe to the ground, just as far as feels good for you. And then exhale, bring the hands back. They graze the heels. Good. So the same length for the inhale, breathing in through the nose, really inflating the body. And exhaling, breathing out. Hands grazing the ankles. Good. Your eyes are closed. One more. exhaling. And you can just stay like this, or if you want to take it a step further, you can open your eyes and look towards me. Basically, when I inhale, I'm just going to lengthen my tailbone, the bottom of my spine, towards my heels and lift my pelvis up. So just lift my low back up as I take the arms up overhead. Good, and then as I exhale, I'm just going to roll the spine back down onto the floor, one vertebra at a time, as my hands come back to my heels and my seat comes to the floor. So on your inhale, your tailbone lengthens forward to lift the whole low back up off the mat. The arms come up and overhead. Maybe lift the hips a little bit higher. And then exhale, descend the seat down as you bring the hands back towards the heels. Again, close your eyes. There's really no right or wrong way. It's just feeling through the spine. And again, your abs should be working here to control lifting up, but even more to control the slow descent of your spine down. So you feel through mid-back and low back, and then the very bottom of the seat each time. Last one. This is called a moving bridge pose. Good, and exhale. Good, just come with all four corners of the feet on the ground. Soles of the feet to the floor. You're just going to take your right ankle over your left knee as if you were making the letter 4. And then draw that left quad into your body and take hold in between the letter 4 with your right hand, and then with your left hand you're just going to hold either the quad or the shin. And if you can't hold on, don't worry. You can just take a strap or a belt or a scarf from your house and wrap it around the quad and hold it right like this. And a lot of us may need to prop up our neck to help us reach, so I want you to put pillows or couch cushions. Do not hold your neck up like this. That's very not good for your neck. But again, just have pillows nearby and begin to pull the quad into the body. And as you do this, you want to kind of activate your right knee out to the right. And you must flex the right foot. The left foot can be relaxed, but the right foot must be flexed. And you just want to press the right elbow or right hand gently into the knee so the knee moves forward and down, or just forward to the right. So knee moves forward to the right as you pull either the strap or the belt or the left quad into the chest. And you're looking for a big stretch in the outer right hip here. So we'll just take 3 more deep breaths here, breathing in and out through the nose. Again, you can kind of rock from side to side if that feels good. So just rocking right and left. Just to feel into the hips, feel into the body. Inhales and exhales, equal length. So I'm thinking of my right knee energetically moving forward, and I'm pulling the left quad into my body. Last deep breath. Good, and then just let the left sole of the foot come to the ground, right sole of foot to the ground, and just take a deep breath. Notice how you feel. With both sides just neutral for a moment. Good, and then take the left ankle across the right knee, flex that left foot, and then again, thread left hand through that letter 4 as you pull right quad this time into the chest, so holding on behind the quad, or if you really want to hold the shin, that's fine. And again, a lot of us might have a strap or a belt here, or we might be propping the head up on a bunch of pillows or couch cushions, so we can just pull the right quad in as we use our left elbow to kind of just elbow and nudge the left knee out, or use our hand to push the left knee forward in space as we pull the right quad into the chest. And just take another deep breath. Just thinking inhales, equal length of the exhales in and out through the nose. And again, of course, find to wiggle the hips from side to side. Just moving the body gently side to side. So again, really modifying these shapes and these poses to work for you. And keeping that left foot flexed. Another deep breath in. Good. And then take right sole of foot to the ground, left sole of foot to the ground. Again, just notice how you feel for a moment. Take a full breath in. Full cycle of breath out. Good, and then press down through the soles of your feet to lift your pelvis, your low back, and just shift it slightly to the right. So you're just going to take it over to the right, and then just let your knees fall to the left without thinking about it too much. So if you need to see that again, the pelvis just lifts up, low back lifts up. You're just going to take it 2 inches to the right, and then just let the knees fall to the left. And then take your arms in cactus arms, goalpost arms with the elbows bent, or if you have room, you can take a T shape with the arms. And then a lot of yoga practices tell you that you should look the opposite direction of your knees. I never have found that comfortable, so I'm actually going to encourage you to look towards your knees, same direction of the knees. And just take a couple deep breaths here. And then just scanning the body. Where can you relax the toes more, relax the ankles more? Relax the knees and across the chest more. And then maybe reach, extend that right arm straight if it's not already. Reach it to the upper right corner of the room. Fingertips spread apart. Maybe reach it above your head. Really reach, reach, reach. And then reach it again towards the right corner. Maybe feeling for a stretch along the armpit, under the deltoid, just kind of on the underside of your arm. Breathing in and out through the nose. Some deep breaths here. And just fully relaxing, letting your body be in this twist. And slowly coming back to center, pressing the soles of the feet into the ground. You're going to lift the pelvis. This time take it 2 inches to the left. So again, I'm just lifting the pelvis up, taking it 2 inches to the left, and letting the knees fall to the right. So the knees don't have to be super close into the body or really super far away. Just find where feels good for you. So again, the magic of this practice is just finding what feels good for you, a good place where you want to breathe, spend some time. And again, I'm going to take my head the same direction as my knees. I just kind of find that the most comfortable. So see what works for you. And then just work to eliminate any secret hidden tension, maybe in the jaw, maybe in the ankles or the toes. Just let everything relax. Arms in that goalpost shape or T shape. Maybe playing with extending the left arm, reaching it straight to the upper left corner of the room, maybe finding a big stretch underneath the left armpit, left underside of the arm, just really reaching it towards the upper left corner of the room and then reaching it up alongside the left ear, alongside the face, and then back to the corner. Just pausing wherever you feel that nice stretch. And bend the elbow again. Just experiment, feeling through. 2 more deep breaths, inhaling to the whole body. And exhaling completely. Good. And come back to center. Press down through the soles of the feet to lift your pelvis up again. Lengthen the tailbone to between your heels so your spine is straight on the mat. And just bring your soles of the feet to touch, knees go wide. So you're just in this is called goddess pose. So you just have the knees wide. Maybe it's a little groin stretch. If it's too much of a groin stretch, you can put pillows underneath your quads. And then just put left hand on the heart, right hand on the belly. We'll just be here for 5 breaths. So use the hand on the heart and the hand on the belly to inhale and feel your breath rising into both of those spaces. So you should feel your hands lift as you inhale because your body's expanding with breath and lifting up. And then the hands descending as you exhale. So it's, maybe just subtle, but you really want to feel that because you really want to be breathing into the perimeter of the body more than you think you can through the nose and exhaling all the way. Good, and then you can keep the hands as they are, and you can just lengthen the right leg and lengthen the left leg for Shavasana. Or you can extend the left arm down and the right arm down. Shavasana is just an opportunity for the body to process and capture everything that happened in the practice. It's a rest. It's time to rest. So inhale. And just exhale, let everything relax. So this time you can exhale through the nose or through the mouth. Good. Inhale deeply. Exhale, just let everything relax. Again, inhale. Exhale, just let everything relax. Exhaling nose or mouth. I invite you to stay here in the Shavasana for really as long as you can, as long as feels right to you. The longer you can stay, the better. If you're just doing the video with me, we're going to stay here for another 5-6 breaths. So just really relax. Let the tongue relax. Let the jaw relax. Make sure the fingers and the toes are relaxed. Now just let go of any conscious breath. So just breathe however feels right to you. Just don't think about it anymore. Good, and then slowly wiggle your fingers and your toes. And draw your right knee into the chest. Give it a squeeze. And draw the left knee into the chest. Give it a squeeze. You always want to move the legs one at a time. Curl up into a little ball. Just give yourself a squeeze. Bring the knees close into the chest. And then roll over onto your right side. So you're just in the fetal position. You're using your right forearm as a pillow, left hand to the mat. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. One more deep breath, keeping the eyes closed. Good, and then press through your left hand to come up to a comfortable seat. So that could mean sitting cross-legged on a pillow, or it could mean sitting on the heels just as we began. Wherever you are, just take the hands to the knees or the quads, whatever feels right. Maybe turn the palms face up, backs of the hands Again on the quads. Just take a deep breath in. Just think of your spine getting really long and tall, a long line of energy from your tailbone, the bottom of your spine, all the way to the crown of the head, the top of your head. Then exhale, roll your shoulders down and back. Good. Again, inhale, get long, breathing in through the nose. Exhale, widen the collarbones, back in space. Last big breath. Exhale, grow taller. Just notice how you feel. And again, bring the hands to prayer in front of your heart, keeping the spine long, and dip your chin just as an gesture of gratitude for your openness, your willingness to stretch the body, and just take some time out of your day to renew and restore. Good. Thank you so much. I hope you enjoyed this practice. And if you like this practice, you might really like my 7 Secrets to Yoga course, which is really appropriate for beginners. There's a link to it right below this video. Please like this video if you enjoyed it, comment below and let me know how it went, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. From my heart to yours. Namaste.